everybody, welcome back to the flight deck. Today it's another helicopter tour. This time we're in North America. In fact, we're on Long Island. We're at John F. Kennedy Airport. We're going to go take a look at New York City. Let's hop on board. Alright, we're on board. Let's get this thing up and running. So, the lights on, strobes on, power on. We will put the mags to both, set the mixture rich, collective is fully down, and we'll hit the starter. And away we go. So we're going to fly from here. We're going to head north up over Queens, take a look at Queens, fly over LaGuardia, and then do a big arc and around and fly from north to south down through Manhattan Island. Take a look at a couple things out in the water, and then head to a landing. Alright, looks like she's all up and ready to go. Transponder on. Alright. Let's get this thing up and going. The mouse out of the way. So we're right near the south shore of Long Island. So we should be able to see the water once we take off. There we go. Coming up light on the skids. Rotate around here. She doesn't got a lot of power, so it's not one that you really want to be going forward with. Just want to make sure we don't go into the poles here. We are on the western side of the airport. There's one runway right there, actually. There's JFK Airport. So we'll arc around to the north. You already see the skyline out there. All right. Get about 500 feet and we'll get her rolling. See all the fuel tankers for all the aviation fuel. So this is Queens. We're going to be crossing over the area known as Forest Park. If anyone ever watched that series King of Queens, this is where they lived. And of course, this is just the western end of Long Island. It stretches way off that way, and you get up to, I think it's called the Hamptons, and places like that. A lot of summer homes for the well-off in New York City. So So we're kind of tracking up towards LaGuardia, as mentioned. And very flat here. Yeah, it looks pretty pretty standard. You see in a lot of stuff where they're talking about being in Queens. You'll notice it's very flat like this. Looks very good. Now, to be fair, this is New York City with no modifications. Apparently there was some, but when they did the US update, it broke it all, and it hasn't really worked since. So, and there's been no updates for months. So I didn't bother even trying it, but we're going in with just what it produces. And I have noticed when I did a quick look, there's a bunch of the bridges are missing, which is very annoying. I mean, New York's iconic for its bridges, but they've missed a bunch of them. So not sure how they could do that, but they have. Although I have also heard that North America, or the US, is going to get a second pass in the future, another go through, so maybe they'll fix it then. It's nice over that park there. So, Manhattan is an island. You'll see where it's cut off from the rest of the mainland. It's like the tip that comes down, but there is a river that runs through there which has cut it off. And this, what we're flying over now, Long Island, is an island as well. It's a fairly big island. But the New York City that everyone talks about, you know, I mean, this is part of New York City, one of the 5 boroughs, but it's at Manhattan Island, and that's what we're going to go take a look at. Although we are going to fly over some other areas, like we're over Queens right now, and we're going to be flying over the Bronx. We're not going as far up as Yonkers, but we will go over the South Bronx, and then loop around and come in to Manhattan Island from the north, see what landmarks we can see. New York City off in the distance. So we're about 700 feet, and just motoring along at about 55, 56 miles an hour. Got the red helicopter out today, nice and bright. So I hope you guys are enjoying these sightseeing tours. I'm having a lot of fun with this helicopter. It took a little bit to figure out the landings. I'm still not great at it, but it's fairly easy to fly, and it's great for doing sightseeing like this. And of course, with these, along with my general aviation aircraft sightseeing trips with the guys, I mean, it adds a lot to the sim. It's not all just airliners and long distance, high altitude A to B. There's a lot to be said for doing this type of flying. Alright, so we're coming up towards the northern end. I always get the feeling I'm talking louder than I normally do when I got these headphones on. And we're going to overfly. I think I can see the control tower. We're going to overfly LaGuardia. Could be railroad tracks, or the train that goes out this way. And there's LaGuardia. And we're coming up for, I think, Jackson Heights, North Corona area. If you're from this area, let me know, and let me know what you think about how it looks. Gorgeous day for flying. And here we have it. Now LaGuardia, I've flown out of LaGuardia. It's undergoing some major renovations. When I was there a number of years ago, they were just getting ready to start. And apparently I don't know if they're doing all the terminals, but one of the terminals they've done, it looks fantastic. So they've done a really good job on it. Two runways there, one north-south, one east-west. Big highway going around the top end here. Got our shadow down there. Fly over the terminal. I do have traffic turned off, so we're not going to get interrupted by anything. Now, coming up is a very famous island. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. It's Rikers. It was a prison. I'm just going to head over it here. And remember, New York City was the inspiration for Gotham and Metropolis for Superman, Gotham for Batman, and Rikers Island was I think the basis of the prison island that they use in Gotham, where the Arkham jail, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Institution is. But you can still see it is a jail, still. And what we're doing is highly illegal, flying over a jail like this, but it's all good. At least I think it's still a jail. I'm not sure. Kind of looks like it. So now heading, once we cross over the water here, we'll be up into South Bronx. This is the East River. Let's get a little bit of speed going here. Slowed down as we came over Rikers Island. Looks very regimented, like a prison would be, so. So New York City is a island of bridges. Some of them famous George Washington Bridge, and then there's the Lincoln Tunnel, which I'm sure you've heard about. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not shown here, so we'll just have to adapt to that. So I'm going to use Yankee Stadium as my turn point. I'm hoping it's here. Alright. So we're going to turn slightly more to the west. And you can see the East River coming down, and it's splitting there once you get past that bridge. And the river going up the side, and that's Manhattan Island on the other side. So in Queens is where the Mets play, the New York Mets, and then of course Yankee Stadium is where the Yankees play. Some of the rail lines head down into New York. I think the stadium's a little bit further to the north. Just looking at multiple maps open, trying to get my landmarks here. It's hard when it's not your own city. But we're now well into the South Bronx. There's the elevated train network, I believe. So there's a train running on it right now. And that's part of the New York subway system. Of course, New York City goes all the way up there. You get up, like I said, into Yonkers. I'm not sure how far it actually goes. But it stretches all the way up. And of course, the original New York City, which is down at the south end of Manhattan Island, was actually New Amsterdam and owned by the Dutch. And it was, I think it was bought by the colonists early on, if I remember right. Anyway, here's Yankee Stadium. You can see it there off the East River. I've done the cruise that goes around. It's about 3.5 hours, and lots of good information about where you are and what you're seeing. And it goes all the way around the island, kind of the Circle Manhattan Island tour. So there she is, Yankee Stadium. You can see going up there, it's the tip of Manhattan Island. This area, you got Upper Manhattan, Washington Heights, Little Dominican Heights up there. But we're going to turn south once we get onto the island itself. And we're just about to cross over the East River onto Manhattan Island. That's the Hudson on the other side. And on the other side of the Hudson River is New Jersey. So there's one of the bridges. Not sure which bridge that is. That's kind of the Northern Island Bridge. There should be a couple more down on the Hudson River side, but there's not. You can see there's lots of bridges on the East River side. Alright, so we'll head down here. We're over Upper Manhattan now. It's not just the island, it's the name of the area, Upper Manhattan. And you'll see as we get further south, the density picks up. So a lot of green stuff still up here, a lot of green spaces. There's Yankee Stadium in the South Bronx. And we're heading right down into the concrete jungle that's ahead of us here. Hesitation. So we're now coming into Harlem. You know, a lot of well-known neighborhoods here in New York. There is some excellent food up here. Outstanding cuisine. So the big space that's coming up in front of us is Central Park, and then on the left you've got the Upper East Side, and on the west you've got the Upper West Side. Some of the most expensive real estate in the world, I would say. It's up there with Tokyo and London, I guess. We've got a lot of multi-million-dollar apartments, condos, whatever. Oh, looks like a new building being built. We're gonna head over Central Park. Very famous park. We've got the big pond in the center. There's a zoo in here. Not sure if it's still open, but there was one anyway. I guess it's still here. The zoo's down at the far end there. A lot of park space here. Oh, coming up beside the lake is the Guggenheim Museum. Let's see if we can spot it. Not sure what it looks like from the air. But I think it's that building there with that roundish part to it. Right down there on the edge of the green. Yeah, I think that's the Guggenheim Museum. There's your Upper East Side. We'll swing over to the Upper West Side now. Not sure what that building is. I think it's probably part of the park. There's a famous coffee shop down here too. Bethesda Terrace, I think it is. Or no, that's not it. That's the Bethesda Terrace there, that darkish reddish brown spot. And then the zoo is further down. It's kind of hidden in the woods. So we're coming up over the west side. And somewhere down here, I don't know if I'll be able to spot it, is the American Museum of Natural History, which is why I went to New York. I attended a lecture there, just for my own edification. Then I spent a few days in New York and toured around. You can see there's supposed to be another bridges out here, and you can see the footings where they're supposed to be, and they're not, which is kind of frustrating. But yeah, somewhere around here is the American Museum of Natural History. Pretty cool museum. It's the one where they filmed Night at the Museum movies with Ben Stiller and Robin Williams. That old school type of museum. Really, really interesting to see. But we're at the bottom of Central Park now. We're entering into somewhere some of the bigger, well-known buildings are, as you can see. Some of them modern, some of them not so. There's an older one there, not sure what one that is. You can see some of the modern ones here. There's a couple we're going to fly over to. Now it's really hard to see down these corridors here, but somewhere below us, or just in front of us, is Times Square. And kind of hard to make out. Pretty famous views out this way. I'm going to bring the speed back a little bit. I think that used to be the Pan Am building, the one with the big slope on it there. Not entirely sure. So down here below us, we get a little bit lower and come around and take a look, is the famous Chrysler building built way back when. It's another bridge. A couple more down that way. So turned around here. There she is. Very Art Deco in style. And very distinctive on the horizon of the skyline of New York. It's a curving structure. Of course, we're now heading towards another famous building. One a giant ape climbed up. This is the Empire State Building right ahead of us. And you can see from where we are, like we're almost level with the observation deck. And you can see the kind of views you'd be getting out of it. If you go up there, and it is worth going up at least once. You can see we're 1,200 feet in the air. And the building still extends up above us. And then down here, we have Penn Station, the famous railroad station. And that round building sitting right on top of Penn Station, of course Penn Station is underground, that's Madison Square Garden. And it's the 4th building by that name. And a very famous place for concerts. A lot of people say if you play Madison Square Gardens, you know, that's the ultimate. You can see down there the railroad tracks, and they go under that building, and then they head out and they head off into New Jersey and the rest of America. Arc around here a little bit. There she is. Very expensive to see a show there, though. It's definitely got to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. So we're kind of... now down here is the Chelsea area of New York. But there is a park I am heading towards. There is a building, you can see it coming up here. Triangular in shape, it's at the bottom left corner of this park here, kind of right in front of us. That is New York's famous Flatiron Building, as they call it. There you go, it looks like an old-fashioned iron that you'd put on a stove. And heat up. So I believe coming up over here is the area they call the Village, or full name I think is Greenwich Village. The area over here. You can see out in the water there's the footprint. I think that's supposed to be the Washington Bridge. I'm not sure. But there should be a bridge crossing over there. This is Greenwich Village we're now flying over. And we're going to fly down the west side of the island here. And lots of park area. The bridge is on the other side. So we're coming up for Soho and the lower Manhattan area. That tall building in front of us is One World Trade Center. See the ships out in the water there. Again, that's courtesy of the shipping mod, and they do move. somewhere down here there should also be an aircraft carrier docked. It's the USS Intrepid. Excellent museum. Highly recommend it. Now we're getting down to the lower Manhattan, you know, the Lower East Side over there. Chinatown, kind of in the center. We'll fly by the World Trade Center here. Doesn't look so good when you get right up close to it, but it looks pretty good from far away. So the New York Stock Exchange is just down here on Wall Street. And this park we're coming up to here at the bottom of the island is called the Battery. And if you remember the floods during one of those hurricanes that hit all the way up the eastern coast of the US, this is where they showed the water coming up over the edges and flooding out the whole park and then down into the subways. That's the Battery, that park. Very nice park. And there's your southern tip of Manhattan Island. We're going to go over here. And again, that's New Jersey on the other side. Option for flying in is out that way a little bit is the Newark Airport. If you don't want to fly in on the JFK or LaGuardia route, you can always go that way. Again, lots of shipping out here. So this island that we're coming up to, this square one here, that's the world, the world famous, the well-known Ellis Island, where your immigrants, where the ships would land and you'd be taken off and questioned and see if they're going to let you into the U.S. A nice yacht down there. That's Ellis Island. I think it's a museum now. Like a little fishing boat down there. And this whole bay here, if you look off that way, you can see the two pillars where the a bridge would go across. That's the Verrazano Narrows. That's where all the shipping comes in, because that's Long Island beside us over there. So all the boats, the Queen Mary, all the cruise liners and freighters all come in through there. Going over Ellis Island now, and we're going to do a lap around the Statue of Liberty. Another famous landmark. Statue of Liberty, of course, a present from France. Put out here to welcome everybody to America. You see the big industrial cargo terminals over on the New Jersey side. Boat shouldn't be in there. You can see this is all pyloned off. But you could do tours down here. You can see it, climb it. You can go up to the, not sure how high you go up, but there's an observation deck up there. go around it now. There she is. Very unique. So we're going to head over this way to Governor's Island. And I'm not sure if that's where the governor actually stayed, the governor of New York. I believe it's a park now. Let's fly past the cargo ship here. And then we're going to end our tour. Fishing trawler. By landing down on a helipad here down on lower Manhattan. A little speed going. There we go. Governor's Island. And there should be bridges going past it and stuff, so it's kind of disappointing, some of the scenery around here, but it does show you where the sim sits right now. And again, this is all default, so this is no add-ons, no mods, no scenery bonuses. Nothing like that. You can see the old fort would have sat there protecting New York. Probably before any of these other outer buildings were put up to give a clear line of sight. And there's the Brooklyn Bridge Park. Obviously means the Brooklyn Bridge will be up here, but I'm not sure it's actually here. So again, a little bit disappointing. It's the ferry terminal. Shall we see if we can do this? In real life, there are helipads out here that service like businessmen flying into New York. And this is one of them. They do fly off of here. You can do heli tours in New York as well. Let's see what we can do here. The thing about landing this thing is you got to take it gently. Sorry, I'm getting very quiet here as I'm concentrating. A lot of this is all about guesstimation and we're down. That damn logbook. Right, so hope you enjoyed your tour of New York City. Thank you very much for joining me, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.